beat the Georgia Bulldogs, you're gonna feel the bulldog.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Row 60, a Georgia football podcast. My name is Clark Gaines. Joining me today, as always, Adam Thornton.
Boom! Whoa!
And this is show number 124. Georgia beats the Auburn Tigers yet again for a ninth straight time. Adam, how does it feel?
9 times, baby. You can't beat it. I mean, that feeling never gets old. And we talked about it coming out of that stadium, Clark. How much of a blessing has it been this year already, halfway through the season now, to have the 2 games that we had up in Neyland Stadium, Knoxville, Tennessee, and then in Jordan-Hare Stadium in Auburn, Alabama, and the dejection coming out of that stadium on those opposing fan bases' faces, just that coming out was great. It was great. Awesome. Can't put a price tag on it, man. It's amazing what we have done against our rivals, excluding Alabama, but our traditional ones, the Auburns, the Georgia Techs, the Floridas, the Tennessees, man, and it's been unreal. Been an unreal, about close to a decade run right now. Just put 9 straight on 2 of them already, and last night was. Man, it was a blur, to be honest with you.
It was a blur.
It's an absolute blur. One of the wildest college football games I've ever attended in my life. And one of the weirdest just stuff that happened. And, man, just what an emotional roller coaster it was.
I know. Honestly, in the past, I would say 3 seasons, we have been saying that same thing a lot. Wow, what a weird game that was. That was one of the craziest games I've ever been to, yada, yada, yada. And it seems like it never ends. And, I think you can attribute that to the transfer portal, to NIL, the parity amongst the league. Games are just inherently more interesting and entertaining. They're just closer nowadays, and that's the beauty of this game right now in the 2025 season. So, lots of fun. I mean, really don't know where this season could go. We sat up there in that upper deck in Jordan-Hare last night, and we seemed we were the ones that seemed dejected in the first half. Of course, I think you and I and most Georgia fans that were there were kind of prepared for a loss, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Especially how we performed that first half.
Right.
But then, man, the second half comes around, Georgia makes its adjustments on both sides of the football, and you find a way to win.
You do.
And that is a sign, that's a sign of a championship football team. Now, am I sitting there saying on October 12th, late Sunday night, that Georgia is going to go to national championship? Not necessarily, but we got some pieces.
Oh, absolutely. Resilient football team, Clark. Couldn't be more proud of them, man, and the effort of that second half and getting another big win on the road. Another comeback win down multiple possessions on the road. And as a fan of college football, as a fan of Georgia football, most importantly, man, you live for the games against rivals like you saw last night and to us last night or Saturday night in Jordan-Hare Stadium, where you reach into their chest and you rip their hearts out. Yeah, every one of their members of their fan bases, man. So crazy. It's been a wild 24 hours, Clark.
It sure has. Let's give the people a little rundown right quick.
Why not? Yeah. Why not? So
So we normally record these episodes. It's probably we get started at about 10 o'clock on a Sunday night after the game.
Right.
Saturday. Right. So we're here Sunday night. We get to the shop and everything. I'm setting up the lights. I'm setting up the stuff here for the podcast. And then, Adam, you get a notification on your phone saying something about there's been some movement outside the shop.
Right. I got my security cameras up, man, and I love them things. I'm addicted to my trail camera, my deer camera that sends me just pictures to my phone, and my security cameras at the shop right here. So I thought this is odd. We're literally about to hit record. We're dialed in, focused on talking about reliving the Georgia Auburn game, man. And I look, and there's a black cow that's just going right by my building right here, and I'm like, oh crap. So we run out there, and we sit, and I'm like, hi, it's not my cow. And it wound up being a heifer for a neighbor across the road. I thought it was another neighbor's cow. It wound up being a wild heifer that's been on the run in the community now. I didn't know for a couple of days is what we just found out. And then during the time of trying to figure out the account for my cows and then figure out where this cow came from, there was a residential structure fire that our volunteer fire department was paged out for.
Right.
So knowing that it wasn't our cow, we were like, we need to go fight this fire, and then hopefully it doesn't get in the road and somebody hits this cow. So we left that cow unattended, freely roaming to go, and then luckily there was nothing to that call that we went to. Then we came back and the cow's gone, so he's just perusing around. The heifer's just perusing. She's perusing around the community a little bit. But I kind of thought there's a big arena across the road, riding arena, and they got mules over there, Clark. So they do some roping. I thought at first that maybe they brought some steers in to rope and everything, and they just had been freshly pulled off their mom and just got out of the fence over there. But it wound up that it was a heifer that was from another neighbor across the road. So we got a cow roaming the community, wild cow. So anyway, good time. So got to refocus now. So it's been a wild hour and a half, I'd say. Before that, we thought that we would be wrapped up, putting a bow on this Georgia-Auburn recap show. So yeah. Good times, man.
Yeah, it's 11:34. We're going to push through for you guys. Try to crank it up about 5 notches. Adam, you got some coffee, so that's good. Y'all buckle up for this episode. It's going to be a wild ride. We're going to first start out with a shout out to somebody. We've got a Game Day Atmosphere report, weekly concession stands report. We've got Clark's fun facts. We're going to break down Georgia's offense, defense, and special teams versus the Auburn Tigers. Talk about the performance on the field specifically. We're also going to be talking about the new AP poll. A little shake up there. And then last but not least, recapping last week's game. So let's just dive right into this episode, get started.
Do it,
because we have got to get to bed within the next 2 hours. This has been a long 48 hours for us.
I only got 3 hours of sleep last night coming back. We got home about 4:15 a.m. this morning. So all self-inflicted choices, and I love it. I do it again.
Most
you
people,
sleep when you're dead.
Most people, when they travel to road games, they do find a local hotel, stay in that for the night after the ball game. You and I, we're just too crazy, or maybe we're just too cheap to rent a room, get a book a room in a hotel and just do what normal people do and just stay over. But, we decided to drive on the way back from Auburn. Yeah. Adam, hats off to you, brother. You somehow find a way to get us back home safely from these road trips. While everybody else is kind of passed out in the back of the car, you're pushing through.
So. The adrenaline gets pumping, man.
Yeah.
Find some tunes on the radio and let it rip. Now, I'm not going to lie. When we hit the Alabama state line and we still had a long time to go, I was thinking, man, I might have to defer to you, Clark, to take over. And many a times I've come in on fumes back home here in Franklin County, Georgia. But, I hit another win. And when we got through downtown Atlanta, then we hit a QT going on the other side of Atlanta and got a black coffee. I love a popping hot caffeinated beverage, a black coffee, and drinking it the way the good Lord intended, black and hot.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was good to get one of them and get kind of refuel a little bit there, and we got back home, man. Yeah. So it was a great trip, great time, man, and one for the memory bank for sure.
Well, folks, we're going to talk about the Game Day Atmosphere here in just a second. But first of all, I want to shout out somebody, Mr. Justin Smith from Jefferson, Georgia, down the road from us. Yeah, Justin
awesome,
Smith.
Man. Justin, welcome, brother.
Yeah, Justin just became a patron. And, hey, he's down there with that's Malachi Stark's land. When I think of Jefferson, Georgia, and the Jefferson Dragons, I think of Malachi. Think of Sammy Brown, how he should be a Georgia Bulldog. Decided to go to Clemson.
Right.
That's his choice, whatever, business decision. But his younger brother, Sammy's younger brother, I think he's a big-time recruit right now. But anyway, great football area right there, Justin. Hey, man, we greatly appreciate you supporting us through Patreon. And if you want to be a patron member and unlock Row 60 content that's exclusive just to patrons, visit patreon.com/Row60, or you can download the Patreon app and search Row 60. It's just $5 a month. And every penny we put back into the program to make more content for everybody. Also, if you are a patron, last thing, Facebook has recently, I don't know, they've added this new thing where they have deleted all the group chats for Facebook groups.
That's not good.
Yeah, and I don't know why they did that, okay? Right. So if you are looking for the Row 60 chat, as I like to call it, it's not on Facebook anymore. We're moving that back to Patreon. They have a chat in Patreon that we've just gotten going. So
yeah, good. Good.
Anyway, just a little heads up there.
Good.
All right, let's relive yesterday. Going to Jordan-Hare, Adam, it's a lot of fun. I got to be honest, it's a fun road trip. It's not my favorite, and I think you would echo the same thing.
Yeah.
But it is an easy day trip for a lot of us Georgia people because, for most people in the state, even if you're on the other side of the state of Georgia, it's a maximum probably 4 to 5 hours for almost everybody.
Right.
So with that said, easy day trip for us. what was sort of your thoughts on the atmosphere? And you can go in stadium experience, outside the stadium, anything.
Beautiful October day.
Yeah,
beautiful October day, man. I mean, just a good breeze in there. Right at dusk, it felt real good. Didn't get too cold once nightfall fell upon us. Right, so yeah, I mean, the campus was good. I mean, the crowd just like normal. Every time I've been to Auburn, I think this was my 12th Georgia-Auburn game at Jordan-Hare Stadium, and definitely wasn't the loudest, most rowdy environment though, as far as just it just being electric and everything. So I don't really know in the sense of I think 2004, when I was a young child, was the most electric I've ever seen it. But definitely, I don't think, Clark, to me, the crowd was as fired up, probably because we're on a 2-game losing streak, man. So not really just fired up about the future of Auburn football, I would say. Most of the fans we interacted with, it seemed that way, right? So, but still, I mean, a great SEC tradition to go over there and around their Tumors Corner, their campus, small town feel like that in the sense of that the campus makes the town. Yeah. I always like going to the schools that's that feeling, right? So Auburn's definitely one of them.
Yeah, it's almost like Starkville, a little bit bigger than Starkville if any of you have been out there. Starkville's very, very small town feel. Auburn feels similar to Athens a little bit in some ways, not really. It feels more like Clemson, honestly, and I hate Clemson. But Auburn's campus, man, is so pretty. The architecture is just fantastic.
Right.
They have these like rolling pastures and whatnot out there, and these big oak trees that sort of canopy over the tailgate spots. It's really pretty. Yeah. I got to be honest. I hate Auburn. Right. They got a great campus. Right. I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And if I weren't a Georgia Bulldog, I'd say that Auburn's campus is the best in the SEC.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
that's good. That's good. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's definitely a bunch up out there. Sorry. Hey, there's my dad and my neighbor outside trying to wrangle this heifer. On the security camera, I guess just pop right back up, get notifications about it. But you don't get this on any other college football podcast, I don't feel like. But anyway, back to the conversation. ADHD overload right there. All right, we're good. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm right there with you too in terms of the loudness. It was not that loud. I will say this, and we've both traveled to a lot of games, both home and away, and championship, bowl games, whatnot. I wouldn't even put this in my top 20 loudest games. Maybe it was because we were up in the upper deck and sort of the noise escapes up there and you can't really hear it that well, but I don't know. It just wasn't that loud at all. I mean, there were a few times it got loud, but.
Yeah, I agree, man. It definitely wasn't in the sense that I just think it's just the state of where Auburn is right now. Just that excitement in there, and I mean, many a times we used to play them in November, and those Gus Malzahn teams, they were in the hunt for the SEC West still, and the hunt for the national championship and the 14 playoff at that point in time, and there was just more of a buzz and electricity, and it just hadn't. It's been missing in Auburn now. For the past couple trips we've went there, and I mean, honestly, if you can't blame them. So that's kind of one of those things, man, that I just think that if Auburn gets a coach in there and gets a little buzz around them, maybe the next time we go over there. And I hope that doesn't happen. I hope they're always where they're at as a program, that and they keep brother Hugh Freeze for a long time, give him an extension, right? So maybe, it'll be a little bit more electric, but right, you just kind of tell that there wasn't a lot of confidence in where that program is from the Auburn fan base.
Yeah. I would say too, their fans were pretty cordial with us. There were a few. We're not getting into that story. We might share it with our patrons, but geez Louise, a couple of Auburn guys behind us chirping at me specifically.
Absolutely.
I don't think it's worth going into right now. Last note about the atmosphere. I will say the lasers were really, really cool. And you brought up a good analogy or a good similarity. Yeah. You want to share that?
Yeah, no, I was a big fan of the laser show they had. I mean, look, tip of the hat to the Auburn production team, the Gameday production team, for putting on the laser show, because it was nostalgic, Clark. Everybody out there and their brother wanting to throw these drones up in the air, right? Yeah. And like all this voodoo witchcraft stuff of these lights gravitating in the air, right? I mean, that we saw in Austin, Texas, right? Like, I still don't know how that's possible. I had no idea what was happening then last year when I saw that. But this was just a classic late 90s laser show.
Yes.
In my opinion. Like what you got to see when you went with your youth group or you went as a child, your parents took you to Stone Mountain.
Yes.
And all our fellow Georgians know where Stone Mountain is and the laser show. And all I could think about during Cam Newton's jersey retirement when they had those lasers flashing was Charlie Daniels' Devil Went Down to Georgia. You know,
and Lee Greenwood.
Yes, and the American trilogy.
Yes.
When the soldiers came alive, the portrait, the carving on the mountain came to life during the laser show during the Elvis Presley American trilogy. Took me back to my childhood, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, every time I saw their light show, I was thankful for that because it took me back to being a young kid on a blanket on a hill in Stone Mountain watching the laser show. R.I.P. laser show, great time. I don't think they still have it anymore.
I don't think they do either, unfortunately.
Another thing going.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, let's move on to the weekly concession stands report. Adam, I didn't get anything. I got McKay to get me some waters to drink, which is always a good thing. I always have somebody in the group just get me a couple waters. It's really all I need. But I know you got something. I want to share one more thing, but I'll save the one more thing till later. Share with me and the people what you got.
Yeah, I got a hot dog, man, and it's the first time I've got a hot dog in a stadium in a while. Because I mean, for all of our people who've listened to Row 60 from the beginning, that was kind of how the concession stand report was brought to life in our first year in 2021. Was every stadium I went to reviewed the hot dog that they had, right? So going back to those days, man, and great hot dog in Auburn, Alabama that they had. I enjoyed it, and it was a good dog, man.
Did it have wrinkly bread?
It did.
It did?
It did, but it wasn't stale bread. I mean, it was a good bun. So, all in all, I'd give that hot dog an 8 out of 10.
Okay, nice.
It was very good. Still not like the hot dog that they give you in Nashville, Tennessee at Vanderbilt.
Cool.
Vanderbilt still has, hands down, the best hot dogs in the SEC that you could get.
I agree with that. But you have to agree with me. The best concession stands all around, not Sanford Stadium, not even Mercedes-Benz, though we love some Mercedes-Benz. Austin, Texas, DKR, man.
They got it figured out.
It is
Great
elite.
System. Great system.
Gosh, it's so good. Anyway, last thing I want to make mention of in the concession stands report, I want to shout out our boy Sammy J. Sam brought us some huge rally peanuts. And he got these in the halftime. Yeah. He started to open and started to pass them around during halftime. I said, no, Sam, we don't do that. You break them out in the third quarter. That's the only time you should reach in the bag and grab a peanut out of the bag to eat.
Yeah, I agree. Sammy J did come through clutch. Remembering that we've talked about that the past couple of years. When things aren't going good in the second half, you get roasted peanuts. Not boiled peanuts, but roasted peanuts. And that changes some of the juju going on in the game. Right? So the momentum kind of swings that way. And it came to fruition 2 years ago in Auburn in the fourth quarter, right? And the fourth quarter brought Bowers heroics. We were chomping down on some roasted peanuts. So, we did that again Saturday night, starting the third quarter. Everybody got some peanuts, man, and look what happened.
Yeah.
So, keep that in the back of your mind because I think we're going to probably need to pull that out again this year for sure. So.
Yes, but they only work in the third quarter, and as of now, they only work during road games because I think we did them in Alabama or during the Alabama game at home.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
and they didn't
with
work.
Steve, we did. That's exactly right.
With Steve.
No, they didn't work.
So only on road games is when they work, allegedly. So they're undefeated in Jordan-Hare. So
that's true
for what that's worth. Anyway, all right, moving on here. Clark's fun facts. I've got two for us here, folks. Then the first one: Kirby Smart now has his 110th win.
Love it, man.
Yeah.
Love it.
I don't know.
What, probably for games coached, second overall best record?
I think so.
I think that's right. I shouldn't be just throwing that off the crane.
Are you saying in the SEC or all time?
I think all time.
I think you might be right. Within the time that he's...
I'm saying in the game.
In the amount of games he's had.
The amount of games he's had, right? So it's somewhere up there.
I know that would be the case for the SEC. I'm not sure about all conferences.
It might be just the SEC then.
Yeah.
But either way, very impressive stat, man. Speaks to what he has done with this program and how blessed we are as a Georgia fan base. And we need to keep that in mind every Saturday when Georgia tees it up about where this program is, who we have leading this program, and the decisions he makes and the personnel that he's put at the positions. And know that he's earned the right to to know where his IQ is and how to build a culture and a program like he has. And again, another big tough SEC win has proved that.
Mm-hmm. Georgia is now 33-1. Listen to that again. I'm just going to say that again.
Say it again. Say
because
it again.
this needs to be emphasized.
Say it again.
Right here. Georgia is 33-1 since 2017 against Tennessee, Auburn, Tech, and Florida.
Yeah.
Just let that marinate for a second. 33 wins and 1 loss against arguably our 4 biggest rivals. Definitely 3. I mean, Auburn, Tech, and Florida. Some people, maybe not. It might not be Tennessee. Maybe it's Clemson, or maybe it's South Carolina. But Tennessee's a huge rival of ours. That said, good gosh, y'all. I mean, when you look at that, it's hard to question Kirby Smart. It's hard to question his decision making. And yeah, I mean, we could all go on about the coordinators and everything and coaching and whatnot. But when it comes down to it, Kirby has dominated in all 4 of these rivalries right here.
And those are huge rivalries to generations of Georgia fans that have grown up ingrained in this. Anybody who knew the tradition of the series against these teams, man, and definitely during time periods this long of a stretch, and you say, yeah, you're going to go 33-1 against them. You sign me up every time.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to pinch yourself, man. And the 1 loss came in a COVID year where in Jacksonville was the stadium was quarter full.
Yeah.
Right.
There was a worldwide pandemic.
Yeah, it was a worldwide pandemic. And I mean, it was just one of the weirdest environments I've been in. You could hear a pencil drop in Jacksonville that day. And I mean, you had 4 people per row in the whole stadium.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was wild. I mean, not making an excuse by any means, but I mean, it was just a different environment. So, yeah, sign me up for that all day. Great, great just stat right there, Clark, point out.
And as for this game, Georgia takes care of business 20-10. They pulled out all the stops for this one, Adam. They had Cameron Newton there.
Cameron.
In the flesh.
He was there with his weird hat and weird attire that he dressed. I mean, look, I'm not one to dress like Cam Newton does, but, I mean, he's made millions and earned the right, I guess, in the public eye to dress whatever fashion trend that you want to call that might be here these days. I really don't know, what that is, what his hat, like, I don't know. Like, the hat he was wearing Saturday night, he looked like he was a Shriner.
Yes. He was just missing the tassel.
Yeah,
or whatever.
but the Shriners, they raise some money for the children and everything, and love that. And they're in the local parades and the go karts and everything.
Right.
So or on the roadside at a stoplight, you're gonna get out there and you give them some money. They're raising it, right? So, but it kind of looked like if it was red, it would have looked just like a Shriner's hat. And it had a little bit of a bill. But that's when I first saw Cameron on the big board up there in Jordan-Hare Stadium. He looked like he had a Shriner hat on.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. Hilarious. Oh, Cam Newton. Yeah. I mean, and he was just, man, obviously they brought him there to retire his jersey and everything. And this is going back to the atmosphere a little bit and the in-stadium experience. But was that not the most underwhelming jersey retirement? I mean, they played this up to be such a big deal.
Yeah. Was
I just out of it at that point and didn't really notice it that much? Or like,
I didn't either. I didn't even
it
notice.
Really wasn't that great of an event.
Did they even bring him out the 50-yard
Yeah,
line?
they did.
I was probably zoned in reminiscing on the laser show.
Yeah.
Stone Mountain at that
Right.
point in time to even care about the antics there. But yeah, I mean, they're good for them. I mean, obviously, he was a great player for 1 year at Auburn, and
it was paid a lot of money to be there.
It definitely brought back memories of 17-year-old Adam and my disdain, especially in the 2010 season for Auburn as a junior in high school. And yeah, but it's been they've only beat Georgia 2 times since that day.
It's true. God, that's awesome. Yeah, very underwhelming jersey retirement. He was prancing up and down the sidelines. He was in and out of the student section. They kept playing all these 2010 clips. That's the funniest thing about all this. Auburn has 0. I mean, they can go back to 17. They could go back to 13, but they have so little highlights to play on their big board when Georgia comes into town.
That's right.
It's just like us when Alabama came into town. We didn't have, other than the Keely Ringo pick 6.
That's about it.
Maybe Stafford to Mikey Henderson in 07.
Yeah, and then you got to go back to,
and then 03 and the
03 and the 76.
Before we were
early
even
90s.
conceived.
A couple in the early 90s, right? So, yeah. But no, that's right. That's the beauty of college football, man.
Yeah.
Is you have one feeling towards one fan base and one program, and then another one in the same state. You can flip it around and a completely different feel,
Yeah.
And that, like I said, that's why we love Southeastern Conference football.
We sure do.
That.
And, man, we love it because of these kinds of games. This was one of the wildest games I think any of us have ever witnessed. Tale of two halves, no doubt about it. And Kirby said it in his post-game presser. A lot of reviews, too, man. My gosh, they reviewed every play.
It was wild. It was wild.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I went back and rewatched it today, and I mean, there's some that I'd forgotten about because of just how the events that transpired that were reviewed. Like, man, I can't even believe they reviewed that. I think like one of the first downs Auburn had in the opening drive. That was really, I mean, I'll say it, had no reason to be reviewed. I mean, it was clear that he got it. It's like, man, I forgot that one was reviewed too. You know, that was lost and all of that. But so very interesting.
That and the penalties, and this is sort of the talking point right now. Auburn fans are sitting there complaining and, oh, we didn't get a call our way. Oh, you know, they keep going on and on and on about it. But the thing is, man, you know, they want to act like they're such victims. But the problem is they had a combined 23 penalties in the past 2 games before they even played Georgia. Mm-hmm. So to me, that sounds like they just have an issue with penalties. And they're undisciplined. Yeah.
Undisciplined. And they take on the charisma of their head coach.
Yep.
I mean, I'll say it right now. I mean, I was going to wait till later on, but biggest thing that stood out to me, especially after I actually got to see on TV Hugh Freeze's halftime interview, I couldn't believe a SEC head football coach, and I've never been a coach, but still, I mean, I think it's common sense to any football fan that a head coach just looking like he did and going like just having an intense interview like that in the half already, talking like he did. I think he went in the locker room after that goal line fumble, and the team took on his attitude of that, how they got, you know, in his mind, the refs did them wrong. And that's why I think a lot of people, you look at Kirby Smart when adversity hits, and people are like, why is Kirby not just getting on somebody's tail, like chewing them out? And you always notice during adverse times, man, most of the time, Kirby is just cool, calm, and collective, hands in his pockets there. And the team feeds off that energy he has, and it trickles down because that's the foundation that's been built at Georgia when adversity hits. The referees are just the ball not bouncing your way, or injuries adding up, or just walking into a bus or whatever it may be. But then you look at like Hugh Freeze in that program when adversity hits them, and the body language that's there, and how the team carries off from their coaching staff and their head coach on down, and their athletic director on down. And then you see what happens in the second half.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I mean, if Hugh Freeze took the same energy he used complaining to Holly McGrath at that halftime speech and applied it to stopping Georgia's offense in the second half, they would have won the game.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm right there with you. He was the biggest crybaby I've ever seen.
Yeah.
In the middle of a game. It's one thing to say that in a post-game press conference.
Absolutely. Fine. If you want to bring it up then, absolutely. But in the middle of the game, and I think they just never could let go of it.
Yeah.
Never could let go of it. And I think the team just took his energy and where his attitude was at that point in time into the second half as well. Mm-hmm. And there it is. And that's the difference in Hugh Freeze and Kirby Smart.
Yeah.
And a resilient football team and a team that's on a 3-game losing streak, like the Auburn Tigers.
Yeah. I mean, you want to go back and see a game where we were screwed with penalties and we got hosed several times. Go back to that Texas game last year.
Yeah.
And watch Kirby Smart and his demeanor, and watch how his players responded.
Right.
They weren't sitting there. I'm not saying the players were necessarily, but the head coach certainly was not out on the field, you know, going into halftime saying, woe is us. You know, we're not getting the calls that that should have been a touchdown. Oh, the refs screwed us, right? That's just, man, I don't know. That's poor form.
And I think that's a big thing for a head coach, especially a head coach, man, to go ahead and set the narrative of that's how your team's going to respond in adverse situations. And, yes, I mean, there are times that things aren't going your way. You might see Kirby let loose and stuff. But a lot of the times, traditionally, you've seen at Georgia, some of his best just letting loose that the camera catches, it's when Georgia's rolling. Right. Think of like one absolutely just chewing out Stetson Bennett going the half in the Orange Bowl against Michigan, right? You know, his freak out against Jim Chaney in 2018 Missouri, or the 2018 Kentucky game, right? And, stuff like that. But if you notice some of these other games, I feel like that when Georgia stuff isn't going their way, he's cool, calm, and collected, man. And some people are like, why is he not like just where's the fire? Has he lost the fire? Has Kirby lost the fire and the passion? And no, absolutely he has not, I don't think. And but I think there's a reason to why situations like that, he is what he is, and I think that's what great coaches do in those times, and it builds character and it builds a strong foundation for your team. And thankful we have that in Athens, and the opposite was on full display in Auburn Saturday night.
Before we hop into offense and defense, I do want to kind of bring these up too. This kind of goes in line with officiating and whatnot. There's two controversial calls. I'm sure everybody and their brother knows what those are, but let's just talk those through right quick. The first one is Kirby clapping, right? Calling a timeout. But, he's sitting there. It is clear as day, folks. He's calling a timeout. No doubt about it. However, he was at least trying to get the attention of the refs to communicate, hey, they're sitting there in the backfield. The safety was very clearly clapping, which you cannot do that as a defense because that emulates what would you call it? A snap signal from the offense. Right. And I mean, that's in a sense, that's kind of cheating. Now they used to allow that. It's been a rule here in the past couple of years that's changed, but he was very clearly calling a timeout. My thing is Auburn fans and everybody for that matter, other than Georgia fans, are talking about this, but okay, fine. You get a timeout. Who cares? Like if they were to give us that timeout there, who cares?
It had no significance on the end of the football game.
Yeah.
And you could say there was a makeup call the very next play when Georgia converted the first down and was deep in Auburn territory after that first down with a very questionable call for a blindside block on Cash Jones, I felt like. And, you call it a makeup call. But, you can't deny that was Kirby. He was calling a timeout. But he definitely was approaching the ref about what you just explained, Clark. And I'll be honest with you, I've never seen a situation like it.
Yeah.
And I really I'm not going to sit here with red and black glasses and defend everything about it or, really just have a big stance either way. It was wild. I think, you probably should have let Georgia burn the timeout right there, awarded Georgia the timeout if you were the ref with how that went down, that played out. And if I was an Auburn fan, I would have been upset about that. But that's not something I would have dwelled on and would have haunted me, right? Because it had no significance.
Right.
It's not like Georgia got to keep that timeout and go on a game-winning come-from-behind drive and use that timeout to get the field goal team set to kick a walk-off field goal, right? There was no just significance of that extra timeout at all during the game. Yeah. Or it didn't set up a play that converted a third down to go take the go-ahead lead that same drive,
Exactly.
So, anyway.
Yeah, really didn't need the timeout. So, to your point, like, even if we got that timeout and we burned it there, who cares, right? Yeah. Like, we don't need it. So,
not a good look. Hate that's going on, but two things can be true, what he explained and that he was calling timeout. I really don't want to talk about it in the sense of I don't really have just a great opinion on it in the sense of it was just wild.
Yeah, it was crazy. Wild. What else was wild was that goal line stand. We punched the ball out right there, right before halftime. What a great play by Raylan Wilson, getting that ball dislodged, man. And that was obviously a very controversial play. Did Jackson Arnold cross the plane? Did he not? I went back and watched it. I think everybody else has at this point. And you clearly see the ball is
across the plane.
Oh, I thought it was adjusting before that.
Well, I'm saying the ball crossed the plane, but Jackson Arnold did not have control of said football when said football crossed the plane.
Agreed. Okay. Yes.
See, I got you there, didn't I?
Yes. I was about to say, Adam, did you watch the same play?
No. I knew I was going to throw you for a loop.
You did. Wow, that did throw me for a loop. Yeah, Raylan, it's clear as day, to me at least, and obviously maybe it's just because I'm biased and have red and black glasses on, but to me, he punches the ball out, at least dislodges it a little bit.
Yep.
There's two punches.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the first one dislodges it. The ball's moving a little bit, and then, then all of a sudden he's crossing the plane as it's moving, and then the second punch comes out, which totally dislodges the ball. And the craziest thing about this, I did not realize it, but we took that ball 100 yards back the other way.
It should have been a Georgia touchdown.
It should have been.
The right call on all of that. Everybody wants to say, no, the ball broke the plane. It was touchdown Auburn. No, the right call should have been a Georgia touchdown, 99.5 yard, scoop and score.
99 7/8 yard. I don't know.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Oh, gosh. What a wild play that was. But, man, I tell you what, that totally changed the momentum of the game. But I think they got it right. And the thing is, they called it on the field. It was a fumble. And that's so freaking important. Those kinds of calls, I guess it could have gone either way, but, And then my thing is, if you're Auburn and you're complaining about it, well, dadgummit, you should be mad at Jackson Arnold because
dang right. Hold on to the football,
buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you don't leave it up to the referees to make the decision. Right.
Just fall over the pile line, score, have the ball tucked in, and then you can do your little celebration dance, run over to the student center and throw up your signs and whatnot. And all's right. You're up 16-0, right? And also it shows of a defense, man. Don't give up. Even if they're on the 1-inch line, man, you can still punch that football out. Even if it's everybody and their brother knows it's an old tush push, old Jalen Hurts special, quarterback sneak, which I think is the right call when you're on the 1-inch line, and a very low percentage chance you're actually going to get a ball dislodged before the ball crosses the plane in that scenario. But it happened. Great defensive play by Georgia to make that happen, man. And then you have to have luck, Clark. In the game of college football, to win football games, there has to be luck that the ball dislodges and control is lost right before it crosses the plane. And there it was, the swinging point of the football game. Auburn can never recover from it. Georgia took the momentum, got a 3 points,
so
and then being able to even not having a pulse on offense and just driving down late in the first half to at least put 3 on the board to make it a one-possession game going into the locker room, Clark. One-possession game going in the locker room when it felt like to everybody and their brother we should be down 3 scores. Then, we should have been at that point in time. But you just felt some hope then after that. You're like, my gosh, we're only down 7 points in this football game. How in the world? Yeah, that's what we said at halftime. Like, how are we only down 7 points? And then second half history. So
it's crazy.
Unbelievable.
Let's talk about Georgia's offense.
Yes, sir. Let's talk about it.
Gunner, 24 for 37. Jeez, I did not realize we threw the ball that much. 217 passing yards. He also had 9 carries for 26 yards and a touchdown. Obviously, we know that touchdown that will go down in Georgia football lore right there. Leading rusher for the night as well, Gunner. We all knew coming into this game that Auburn had a really, really good run defense, and they proved it to us, only allowing 79 yards against us. So, very impressed by Auburn's defensive front. There's no doubt about it. If they had a pulse on offense. If they had a good offense, good to great offense, this would be a very dangerous team.
Let me just say this, man. A&M and Oklahoma. I know Oklahoma just got beat, but coming into last Saturday were 2 of the top darlings in the SEC so far at the halfway point.
Yeah.
Marcel Reed's gotten a lot of hype for his improvement this year, and then John Mateer, even though I know he was hurt in the Auburn game, but still played the whole football game, and the Heisman darling at the time when that football game was played a couple of weeks ago. Their offenses at home, Oklahoma only scored 24 points, and Texas A&M only scored 16 points against this Auburn defense, man, when they were playing at home.
Yeah.
In College Station, in Norman. It's not like both of those teams put 40 points up on this Auburn defense.
Right.
Auburn, the highest points that has been scored was Oklahoma, or I think there was another team too, the 24. And that's it, man. So going on the road, putting up 20, people are going to just cuss me saying this and not think that, but I'm great with that, especially when you have the defensive performance you had in the second half. Gunner Stockton, too. He's a winner. He's a tough son of a gun. He took some licks, man. Held on to the football, took some absolute licks, man, but made big plays when he needed to, made big throws when he needed to. Yes, he missed some stuff, but he's getting better every week, I feel like. And he's just a winner and got grit that you can't teach. I think it's just something that I'm proud to have him under center, Clark. And I think he's just going to continue to get better. And I guess the people who are saying that we can't win with Gunner were the ones that were early in 2021 at the halfway season 2021 who were saying, those same people, Clark, who are saying that Gunner Stockton right now can't win, the QB whispers can't win a championship, are the same ones in 2021 who were saying that Stetson Bennett is an elite quarterback at this time, right?
Right.
They were the ones saying that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because Stetson's
for
performance
sure.
then with a very talented defense and offensive line they were saying, yeah, Stetson Bennett, he is a generational quarterback for the University of Georgia.
No, they were not saying that.
Yeah, very sarcastic. I don't know, man. And I mean, you got the stats. You can look them up right now. Go look at Carson Beck's numbers and then go look at Gunner Stockton's right now, in the halfway point of the season. I'm just sick of the Gunner hate, man.
Me too.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
So, just crazy. He's a winner. Glad
sure
he's a Georgia Bulldog.
Me too. Didn't really run the ball super effectively, but we did pick up just enough when we needed. I tell you what, We did great through the air, actually. Now that I start to think about it, obviously the first half, no, we did not. We didn't look like anything. Now, I will say the last drive right before halftime, offensively, we did march the ball down the field. I mean, we went 99 yards. Well, not 99 yards. We went the length of the field pretty much, and then kicked that field goal to get some points on the board. Yeah, 2 minutes offense. I mean, it looks good. I'll say that.
Yeah, man. I mean, and definitely there were some plays that were schemed up in the passing game where you had some tight ends running up through the seam in the middle of the field, and they were open, and we couldn't hit them. And that's an area that obviously Gunner can get better at, is letting it rip across the middle of the field and utilizing it, I feel like, and everything. But they were there, and you just hope that's going to be big time plays later on as you get in sync with that. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think there were some big-time throws and big-time catches made by these wide receivers, and big-time third down conversions as well for this offense to really get the points that you needed to win this game in a tough venue.
For sure. Speaking of receivers, Zachariah Branch, man, I think might be Kirby's best portal addition so far in his career at Georgia.
There's no doubt. Worth
you think
every
so?
penny.
I
Worth
agree.
every penny, man. And heard a lot of hype about him, and like, man, can he really be as good as what we think he is? He is every bit of it of what we had hoped.
Well, I assumed he was going to be sort of a gadget player, very similar to Isaiah McKenzie, but I mean, truly, he is kind of wide receiver one.
Yeah.
He's not your prototypical guy. I mean, he's not 6'2" and 200 pounds or something, and can block his tail off and run a 4.0 flat. But gosh, he's just so clutch, man. 9 receptions, 57 very hard-earned yards right there through the air. I mean, Zachariah Branch, he's got to be the best player on this team, I think.
You can't give him enough touches.
Yeah.
And create in different ways to get him the football. Great weapon, man. Got to keep him healthy, keep utilizing him for the second half of the season, and excited to see what this offense is. Out of curiosity, what would be the second biggest portal acquirement in the Kirby area to you?
I'd say Colby Young.
Yeah, Colby Young.
I mean,
I'm
offensively.
probably forgetting somebody. Yeah, defensively. You know how I'd say defensively?
Darion Kendrick.
Yes.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Huh. Yeah. I mean, he's a good addition. He really was.
Big plays made, man.
Yeah.
In that 21 season.
Sure was.
Anyway.
I got another. Tyke Smith.
Yeah. Great point, Clark.
Tyke.
No, I didn't think. Yeah, absolutely.
Any more that you can think of?
It's too late at night to be going.
I know, that's true.
I probably am leaving somebody screaming something obvious, man. But yes,
Yeah. Colby Young, though, great game, man.
Great
4
game,
receptions,
man. Great story.
53 yards. Yeah, great story. He is exactly what we needed this year, specifically on the perimeter. That big X receiver to go up, to get balls. There's a couple passes. Hey, man, there's one he dropped I can think of. I think it's sort of a corner out there to the sideline, and dropped that one. But, I mean, overall, you cannot complain about Colby Young. He has done wonders, not only with his hands and his route running ability, but also his blocking ability out on the perimeter. Got to tip your hat to Colby Young.
Man, yeah, absolutely. Just been great this year. I expect him just to continue to be great. And if we're going to go ahead and talk about the wide receiver room, talk about both of those guys and Zachariah Branch's big day, let's shout out number 86, Dylan Bell's blocking on the perimeter last night. I thought there were some times, especially on some of those screen plays, man, to Zachariah Branch, where Dylan Bell, it really excelled, and something we didn't see at all last year, being able to get a good perimeter block, to create some space. Zachariah Branch could get some big yardage on some of those bubble screens, man. So,
just speaking from my high school football experience, I'm going to tell you something. Blocking on the perimeter is way harder than it looks. I mean, stalk blocking is tough, man, especially when you're going up against freak athletes in D1. I mean, man, it's tough, but these guys do it so well. You got to tip your hat to James Coley. I mean, because I think that is something that has definitely improved from last year.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Oh, golly, that wide receiver room, man. I mean, obviously 8-1. Colby Young and Zachariah Branch. Dylan Bell's had some big plays this year. Noah Thomas last night.
Yeah. Finally.
Big catch on Saturday night. So, yeah, good for him, man. And then London Humphreys, I think, had a big third down catch as well. He's been solid. So, you get those handful of guys right there who have really just made a very great wide receiver room here in Georgia. And something that we were hoping to see coming into the year. And to me, the wide receiver room, I mean, you can say, well, there's been Noah Thomas, man, yada, yada. But as far as a collective group, James Coley's room has done great, in my opinion.
What was I going to say here?
You want to talk about the offensive line real quick?
Yes, hold up right quick, though. I do want to mention this. Everybody, was complaining there for the first couple of weeks in the season that we're not taking shots downfield. I don't think you say that much anymore. I mean, there were several times last night, and we did throw a ton downfield beyond, 20 yards or whatever. But we're starting to do that more. We're starting to open up the playbook more and more. And honestly, just look downfield more because those shots were there earlier in the season. But now I think Gunner's, he's just seeing the field a lot better. He's stepping up in the pocket. He's trusting not only his wide receivers, but he's trusting his offensive line, and that's got to count for something. And so, let's go to the offensive line.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, I was to say Monroe Freeland. I had no idea that he would actually get some snaps this week, and gutsy performance by him just to play with the injury that he obtained last week, and that offensive line. How many 6 different combinations? I mean, true freshman's being thrown around. Yeah, Gaston went out last night as well, and just a banged up unit that a lot of guys are getting experience though, and getting a lot of live bullets on the road and at home in big time games against very talented defensive lines that are I think going to be very fruitful later on in the year if we could just get these guys healthy. Get them all healthy at one time. But definitely a banged-up line, definitely a line that Auburn's defensive line had success against, and Gunner did a great job, I feel like, of moving the pocket and scrambling and being able to create some plays, not only with his legs, but also times where he did not have any time to just stand in the pocket and deliver the football downfield, but be able to have to roll out and get balls, get his feet set, and deliver accurate throws downfield as well that he converted on. And you can't do that with every single quarterback. If you have a statue back there multiple times, that would have been a sack as well. But got popped one time on a big hit by the Woodyard kid. I believe.
Well, that was. I don't think that was on the line. I think that was Chauncey Bowens. Did not see that guy blitzing. He was actually wide open on a little flat route to the right. But that's his number one responsibility is protecting Gunner in the backfield, and just swift on that play. But
Bowens, he was banged up too.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Golly, man, injuries just all around. Guys are playing hurt, and you got to, man. And the thing is, I don't know who was telling me about this, but these NFL scouts, when who I think was saying it was Kirby. Yeah. These NFL guys, they'll come in and they watch and they understand, hey, this guy's kind of banged up this game. Mm-hmm. And they still watch. And Kirby's making these guys play through injury. And that means something to these scouts. Because when you get to the NFL, you're playing at a whole different level of the ball game. You're going to be banged up. And can you push through that? And these NFL scouts, I'm sure they rave about Georgia because our guys can do that. I'm not saying that doesn't happen exclusively at Georgia, but I do think it happens a lot more than other places.
I agree. I agree. I mean, it's absolutely, and it just speaks to the connection of this team, the selflessness of this football team, and that's what I'm hanging my hat on. I know there's a lot of negativity going around. But I just love how close this football team is, man. Yeah. And when you have a group like that, you win football games like you did Saturday night.
100%. I really like Hughley at right tackle. I like the line all across the board. I mean, they played their hearts out. Only allowed 2 sacks. No false start penalties. Again, in a very hostile environment, or what should have been a hostile environment. It wasn't very hostile. But
yeah, I mean, you go to Neyland and you go to Jordan-Hare and you come out with 0 false starts.
That's crazy.
Unreal, man. So
good job. Yeah. Tale of two halves. First half, 78 yards total to their 237 total yards. If you looked at it that way, my gosh, you would not have expected Georgia to come out and do what they did in the second half. Didn't even convert a single third down in the first half. The time of possession going into halftime was something like 21 minutes to only Georgia's 8 minutes. I mean, we just didn't have the football.
No.
And we cannot convert. I don't think we converted I don't think we converted a single third down in the first half. 296 total yards, 79 rushing, 217 passing, so just under the 300-yard mark. And then total, we were 5 for 14 on third down. So it doesn't seem great on paper.
Right.
But we did what we had to do in that second half. Talk to me a little bit about the second half. What did you like out of the changes we made and what you saw?
Yeah, no, I just thought them being able to come out and be able to move the football like we did in the second half speaks well of just this team in the sense of how just Gunner Stockton being able to come out, take command, deliver the ball downfield like he was able to, and get some tough yards on the ground as well. And you just see the confidence building in that. And I don't know. I just thought that, yeah, like you said, it's not going to be flashy on paper, but if you look at what Auburn's defense has done this year and what they've allowed, I thought it was a great performance. I mean, it could have been 23 points as well, but missed a field goal.
Yeah, that is true.
So, I mean, you think in 2025, 23 points, that's nothing to write home about. But in that venue against this defense, yeah, I think it is.
Me too, yeah. Last drive, let's just go to that right quick, and then we'll kind of wrap it up with offense. Our last drive of the game offensively was just a masterclass, especially on 3rd and 4th down. First, second down, we did make some good plays, and then there were some that weren't so great. But it was an 8-minute, 45-second drive, and we finished it with that game-winning, or I guess game-sealing touchdown at the very end. Excellent play calling by Mike Bobo. I don't want to hear anybody say anything about 3rd and 4th down. In the second half of that game, it was excellent. Yeah.
No, I want to go back right before this, too. We've got where we didn't convert the Dylan Bell pass right there.
Oh, yeah. Dylan Bell threw the football. Yes.
Right, exactly. That could have converted there, and the throwback screen.
Yeah.
Opposite the field. That was 2 plays right there dialed up that you –
Creative plays
that if there's a block missed or the throw, or if your wide receiver gets the ball to your other wide out. What was Zachariah Branch he was throwing to?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that if he could have connected, there's first down deep in Auburn territory. You might get 7 right there, right? So 2 times right there, beautifully designed plays. Just wanted to point that out. And then Clark, the drive you're alluding to was how we set up the final touchdown run by Gunner Stockton. We ran 2 counters on that drive, right on 3rd down. I think one converted to 3rd down, wasn't it? But I just remember 2 the same exact counters to the left side of the offensive line.
Yep.
And then we set it out where it was a play action and a little bootleg.
I think it was a naked bootleg. I don't think there was there was naked bootleg. I don't know if we were even looking downfield for anybody.
No, it was a naked bootleg.
I think it was just, hey, Gunner, you're going to pull this thing. Everybody's crashing inside to the counter. Yeah, beautiful play call. And here's my thing. Nobody's ever going to give Mike Bobo credit. I say that. No Mike Bobo hater is going to give Mike Bobo credit for that play call, for the throwback screen that was executed right. Nobody's going to give him credit for the creativity on the Dylan Bell kind of reverse pass.
Yeah.
People want to talk about Mike Bobo's creativity. He is creative, except the problem is we don't always execute on the plays, and that's not Mike Bobo's fault necessarily.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, you got to go out on the field and execute. So I'm not going to go into that conversation again. We've already done that like a million times this season. But overall, man, very, very impressed with how we came out the second half, played offensively. Good on Gunner. I loved watching that Superman dive to seal the deal right there in the end zone. It looked very similar. I don't know if you've seen the side-by-side to Cam Newton. He did that in that same exact corner of that end zone.
Love it.
But I think Gunner looked a lot better doing it.
Glad somebody made a clip of that.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes. Oh, man. Yep. Good day for the offense second half. Georgia's defense. Ooh. First half, man, horrid, I thought. Did not look good. But yet somehow we only allowed 10 points. I mean, now let's reel it back here. Auburn's offense is not great by any means. I think they're respectable. They definitely have some pieces on the perimeter. Their receiver room is insane. But
Brother Hugh came out with a good script the first
he sure
did.
Yeah, he did.
Attacked Georgia, where he thought they're vulnerable at, and marched down the field and made it 14-0.
Mm-hmm.
And but after the script ran out, they go down the field and they turn over the football, and just Jackson Arnold and the whole offense couldn't recover from there.
Right,
couldn't get their rhythm back, man. The defense made some adjustments. One thing I want to point out too is Justin Williams. Been wanting to see him on the field a little bit more. Got some more meaningful snaps in the first half. And I think something, though, lit a fire under C.J. Allen in the second half. One of the best games he's played all season, I felt like, was in the second half of that football game. Just was a man possessed, I felt like, in the second half.
Completely agree. Raylan and both C.J. Both stood out to me. Had a combined 16 tackles, and you got to credit Raylan, man, not giving up there at the goal line, punching that ball out.
Sir,
that changes the game. That changes the season.
Right.
I'm going to tell you something. If Georgia, if we are if we go down, what's our record right now? 5-1? No. Yeah, 5-1.
5-1.
If we get down 4-2 with 2 SEC losses, both to teams in the state of Alabama.
Big hole. Mulligan's over with. I mean, you're looking definitely probably not going to Atlanta at that point. And also, though, you're going to be fighting and clawing every week just to get a at-large playoff spot.
Right.
So, and that still might be a possibility later on, but you still get that Mulligan in your back pocket. And I feel good. We'll talk about Ole Miss next episode, but you win that game going into the bye week, you're setting yourself up at a good spot for the home stretch in the last 4 games of the season, right? Or 5 games.
Right.
5 games of the season. So,
yeah. My point though was, I mean, good on Raylan, man, for not giving up. That was a huge play there.
Yeah, absolutely.
2 amazing stops in the red zone. One being that Raylan punch out there at the goal line. We also forced a field goal in the beginning of the second quarter. They drove the length of the field, and man, we bowed our necks in the red zone. Auburn has the best red zone offense in the nation. I think they're 100% up until the Raylan Wilson fumble. They were 100%, but we bowed our necks. We held them to a field goal right there at the beginning of the second quarter. Good stop there. So you got to give your hat. You got to tip your hat to the Georgia defense.
Absolutely, man.
Yep, allowed 278 yards, 137 passing, 144 rushing yards. And only allowed 41 total yards in the second half.
Yeah, and another second half where they shut out an opposing offense. Did it against Alabama, then did it against Auburn Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, if they could put it together at the beginning of the game, man, and I mean, I'm still holding out hope, Clark, that the lights just come on for a full football game in a big game like this for this Georgia defense.
Yeah, on third downs, Auburn coming into this game had only converted 3 of 28. On third downs, 11%. That was the lowest percentage by any SEC school through 2 conference games since 2014. They were 4 for 4 on the first drive of the game on third down conversions. It's just amazing.
I think they were 0 for 13 in College Station.
I know,
the week previous,
just a week.
Right?
Yes.
So, I mean, at that point in time, of course, you're going to be frustrated. Any Georgia fan would be at the beginning of the first half like that. But thankfully, they turned it around the second half. And, I mean, of course, yeah. I mean, and your counter to that as well, Adam, you can't dig yourself a big hole in the first half against a more competent offense. And Auburn's not what historically this year been a competent offense. I mean, when you got some of these other games coming down the road, I mean, yeah, obviously, man, and and it's kind of been at this point in time a trend with our defense being that way. But hopefully, you just hope it's going to be turned around, and you got to have it turned around next week when Ole Miss comes to town.
100%. Yep.
So hopefully we look back, Clark. This is my wish, and it might be wishful thinking, but the Disney dogs that we are, and the glass half full of red and black that we have with our shaded red and black glasses is maybe we look back and the turning point of this defense was knocking that Jackson Arnold football out right there on the goal line in Auburn, Alabama on
Maybe
October
so.
11th.
I think you're right. It very well could be.
Why not have that hope?
Yeah.
So
yeah. A couple more notes.
Though. A lot of talent on that defense. So.
I absolutely agree. A couple more notes here. I think Dalen Everett had a great game. For the hand he was dealt, he had to go up against Cam Coleman the whole game, one of the best receivers, if not the best receiver in the nation. Thought he was in mostly good position throughout the whole game. I mean, he made some big tackles out on the edge. So good on Dalen, man. He just continues to be great. Definitely a first-round draft pick in my mind still, or could be. And then the last thing I want to bring up, we finally did get some pressure, I thought.
Yeah.
And at least force some bad throws. Now, we only had 1 sack. If you look at that, you think, still not great. Still not what I want. Yeah, I mean, obviously, everybody wants 10 sacks every game.
Yeah.
And I would have loved to have seen that. But, I think we're more committed to stopping the run, in which we did a pretty good job at doing for the most part. But, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, definitely felt like we got after the quarterback better. Like you said, Clark, against the Auburn offensive line that we needed to. Not a very good Auburn offensive line, and had some quarterback pressures against Jackson Arnold, made him uncomfortable. And I don't know if this defense can play like they did in the second half going forward, like we talked about, beating a dead horse here, start the game like that, then we're gonna be all right. And just watch out for this team. And again, just continue to watch how this team grows every single week, get guys healthier, and just see where it goes the rest of the year. I mean, I think these games, we're going to have a lot of just nail biters, cardiac dogs, man. I mean, the gray hairs that I now have on my head from how this football season has transpired so far at the halfway point is multiplied a lot since August 31st. Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm excited to see next week. Again, like we said previous week, we're going to see a lot about the rest of this year, what happens in Athens, Georgia when Lane Kiffin and this Ole Miss offense comes to town.
We're struggling. It's 12-28.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
It's Monday
morning.
Love it.
Love it, love it, love it.
All right, Georgia special teams. Let's move on and wrap this thing up and just put a bow on it because it's getting. Ooh, I'm zonked right now. Peyton Woodring, 2
and
for 3.
You got some good shutout today, Clark.
I did, but not enough, I guess.
Dang it, boy.
Peyton Woodring, 2 for 3, long of 53. Beautiful, beautiful kick there. 53 yards, man. I just on the road especially. That's got to be tough. But he is money. He did have the one miss, but he didn't like just totally shank it like that Alabama kid did a couple weeks ago. Proud of Peyton. Great leg, great weapon. Especially when you can't finish drives in the end zone every single time. I mean, you can't expect our team to. Right. I think most people hold that expectation over Mike Bobo's head, which is very unreasonable to do. But when you got a guy like Peyton Woodring, where you can get a pretty, you're pretty confident about getting 3 points. Why not trot him out there? Why not attempt these field goals? Yeah. So, proud of him. Brett Thorson, 3 punts for 159 yards. Once again, great weapon to have. Flipping the field, we need that moving forward.
I agree.
Overall, Adam, I think the sort of the story of this was just the penalties. The penalties and the one turnover, and that can win you or lose you football games. And in Auburn's case, it lost them the game, and in Georgia's case, it won them the game.
Go ahead. That and 2 different cultures.
Oh, yeah.
Two different cultures, and that was established by the head coach on each side, and that's it. And and the team with the stronger foundation, when adversity hit, one reacted one way and the other reacted the other way, and what you just alluded to, that's the tale of the game.
Yeah.
So I mean, another big hurdle accomplished on the schedule that we circled at the beginning of the year that was going to be tough. You get out there with a win and just keep winning every single week, and before you know it, this team has a chance to be at 11-1 at the end of the year. But a lot more big hurdles to come the rest of the year. So just take it 1 week at a time. But it's exciting, and I'm excited to see again next week. So
yeah. All right, let's move on. That's pretty much it for the Auburn stuff. Great game. I will enjoy watching this game too. Yeah. 3 years, 4, 5
very
years
satisfying win.
Oh, yeah,
very satisfying win.
The
look at those fans' faces as we left the stadium, the dejection that we've seen. Tennessee fans a few weeks ago, now Auburn fans. You can't beat it. Glory days we're living in.
100%. All right, folks, we got a new AP poll. A little bit of a shakeup here. Number 1, still Ohio State.
Yeah.
And number 2, we got Miami. 3, Indiana.
Wow.
With their big win over Oregon. Never would I have thought this would have ever been the case.
And this isn't a basketball AP poll in 1978. In 1978. I mean, it wouldn't be one now because they suck at basketball now, but I'm talking about this sitting like Bobby Knight era Indiana in the early 80s, right?
Right. Oh, my gosh.
This is football.
Yeah.
Kurt Signetti's Indiana Hoosiers. My God. Wow.
Who would have thought?
What a time. What a time.
At number 4, we have Texas A&M with their big win over Florida at home. Number 5, Ole Miss. So they slipped.
Coming to town, baby.
Yeah, coming into town. They drop a spot after not a great win against Washington State. They definitely struggled.
Yeah, struggle win.
Struggle win for sure. Alabama is now at number 6. Texas Tech, number 7. And then Oregon drops to number 8. We got Georgia moving up to the number 9 spot. And then finally, Brian Kelly and the LSU Tigers, who just somehow, I don't know, they're just kind of there. I don't know if they've really impressed anybody so far.
Yeah,
I don't know.
A lot of hype with them at the beginning of the year, beating Clemson, and then we saw how Clemson's turned into, and some offensive struggles with Garrett Nussmeier, and they lose to Ole Miss, but they've had some SEC wins, man. And they keep hanging around with one loss, but all these one-loss SEC teams, undefeated SEC teams, are going to meet up, and then it'll all be sorted out here at the end. But LSU still very much alive in the hunt, but a team that's kind of been forgotten about and counted out, kind of similar to Georgia the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's very true. Another team that's been counted out, rightfully so, Penn State.
Wow. Unreal, man.
Yeah.
You know, I saw some college football. It's just crazy. Just 15 days ago, recording this, they're in overtime, leading Oregon in overtime as the number 3 team in the nation, about to beat Oregon and continue their quest to winning a Big Ten championship and a national championship. And, of course, they lose that game, go on to lose to UCLA, go on to lose to Northwestern. 3-3, James Franklin, gone.
Yeah. I mean, and then this is after – hold up. I got a stat that I want to read about James Franklin right quick. This was fascinating to me. It says getting fired after an 11-win, a 10-win, a 13-win season, and a national title berth before Halloween is proof that nobody cares about yesterday. And I think that's well said. I mean, James Franklin, I think it was very similar to Mark Richt in that he just never could, quote unquote, win the big game. Although I do think Mark Richt actually won some really big games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just not the big one.
More conference championships would have been more opportunity for Mark Richt had that not been the BCS era.
True.
As well. But I agree. I mean, yeah, you can make that comparison in a sense. James Franklin was like, 1-16 against top 5 opponents?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, definitely Penn State he's been there over a decade. And, yeah, I mean, inexcusable last couple of weeks there and probably some other things behind the scenes. So the coaching carousel is going to be absolutely insane this year.
Yeah. Did you see Trent Dilfer from UAB got hired?
Yeah. Definitely, man. A program, UAB has some momentum. They hired Trent Dilfer, and that's out the window. So sneaky, decent job, I guess, over there in Birmingham. And so, yeah, but I mean, you think about it. Auburn, a team, see what happens. The wheels just come completely off of Hugh Freeze. They have to let him go. Obviously, still Billy Napier hanging on for dear life down there in Gainesville, Florida. All of a sudden, Mike Norvell again in the conversation. 2-13 his last 15 games against Power 4 opponents. So, yeah. I mean, off the fast start, they've lost 3 in a row. So, obviously, some of these buyouts are insane, man. But, I mean, it could be an absolutely insane offseason and coaching carousel. Everybody targeting Kurt Signetti, Clark, I feel like. And then Michigan with Sharon Moore. What's going to happen with them? They just got boat raced by Lincoln Riley on the West Coast. So, top-tier jobs coming available, multiple ones up, domino effects all across the board. I love the coaching carousel, especially when Georgia's not involved. And always hoping that your rivals get the leftovers and love making fun of the hires that they get, man.
Yes.
So, it's a tradition like none other. And I think this year is going to be very interesting to see what happens on the carousel.
I tell you what's going to happen.
What's going to happen?
Or what would be the funniest thing ever? What if Penn State, you know where I'm going with this? What if they went and got, you know who I'm about to say?
Who?
Clark Lee.
Clark Lee.
Would that not be hilarious?
Yeah,
He wouldn't do it.
Nah, he wouldn't do it. He's bleeds gold and black through and through, right? Very comfortable job down there now, I feel like, for him. But yeah, I could.
Yeah.
I don't know. Then Luke Fickell in Wisconsin, too. I mean, Big Ten and SEC could be just turned upside down with some big jobs, man. I mean, what if though, Penn State and Indiana trade coaches?
That would be hilarious.
Signetti goes to State College, Pennsylvania, and then Indiana's like, well, we'll just hire James Franklin up here in Bloomington.
Well, what about Jim Knowles being Penn State's head? Maybe an interim or something?
Yeah. I mean, but my highest paid assistant and just been a train wreck so far. Yeah. And then I would say that Ohio State upgraded with Matt Patricia on defense.
Unreal.
So, yeah, I mean, crazy. I can't imagine what it'd be like to be a Penn State fan with how you felt 15 days ago versus now, where your hope is. But that's college football. It can put you on a mountaintop as a fan, or it could just put you just down in the dumps as well. So that's what makes you just come back for more and more each week, is seeing what feeling you're going to have late Saturday night.
Yep. All right, we had some great games this past Saturday. I'll admit it, I didn't watch hardly any of these just because we were on the road. We were at the Auburn game. Yeah. So didn't get to catch up on these. I need to go back and watch college football final. But we had 6 games that we picked. Adam, updated standings. You're closing the gap.
All right,
here.
there we go.
I am currently 26-11. You are 24-13, just 2 games behind. So you got plenty. I mean, there's still a lot of ball.
A lot of ball. Only at the halfway mark, right?
Yeah.
So, good.
I got a little aggressive last week and definitely chose one too many upsets.
You'll have that. You'll have that.
Yeah. I mean, what I could do technically from here on out, I could literally just copy what you do and still win.
You could, but that would be poor form. that doesn't make it fun, right?
Yeah, no. All right, anyway, we had Ohio State traveling to Illinois. Ohio State wins 34-16. Good on Ohio State, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, a very great defense up there. Matt Patricia has them humming. Of course, we know what Ryan Day's offense is with Julian saying, I guess, get more comfortable. I hadn't really watched them at all since the Texas game, right?
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, when you talk about the most consistent program in the nation right now, it's Ohio State. And this era of what NIL transfer portal has turned into. And, I mean, they got the pieces of what it seems like to continue going deep into December. So we'll see where they're at.
Mm-hmm. Alabama at Mizzou. I was just convinced this was going to be an upset.
Man.
It almost was an upset.
It was close.
Alabama wins 27-24. Missouri had opportunities, but Elijah Drinkwitz just could not get it done, man. This Alabama team, they just seem I hate to say it. They're kind of our boogeyman. I think,
yeah, absolutely they are.
I think they're everybody's boogeyman.
They're everybody's, man. They're everybody's, and I mean, golly, great wide receiver room there. Ty Simpson, just great quarterback as well, and just finding a way to win on the road, at home, and especially where Florida State is now, and where Alabama seems like they're going crazy to think what happened in week 1 in Tallahassee, but that's college football again for you. But Alabama's a team that, I hate to admit it, I fully expect to be in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. I mean,
they ought to be.
To me, they're the SEC favorite and can make noise in the playoff as well. Hopefully, I'm wrong in jinxing them with that, though.
Yeah.
A lot of tough games left to play. Tennessee coming to town this week.
It's true.
We'll see what happens there.
Mm-hmm. Next up was Indiana at Oregon.
Wow.
Nobody. Wow. I did not see this
I didn't see it coming either. I really didn't.
30-20, Indiana winners in this one. I think Mendoza, is that his name?
Yeah.
Quarterback?
Yeah.
I think he had a pretty good day from what I saw. But dang, Kurt Signetti. What in the world, man? He does not seem like a Division I football coach.
Yeah, a guy spent some time at Alabama under Saban. I mean, the guy, very cocky. I'm not a big fan of him.
I'm not either.
But, I mean, heck, he's backing it up right now.
Yeah.
And, last year the big knock on was he got blew out by Ohio State, got beat by Notre Dame. They said beat up on a weak schedule, but now, shoot, he's got his big marquee win.
Yeah.
And if I had a head coaching search going on at one of these major programs to be an upgrade over Indiana, then that's the first guy I'm calling, because you see a lot of guys going after these lower level guys who did a great job like 1 year building a program, but now this is second year. And nobody really saw this coming out of Indiana. I sure didn't. I think they're even better than they were last year, obviously. They go and beat a pretty good Oregon team, right? So seeing what happens with them, I think the rest of the way they could be a team that could make it this time. They were close last year, but make it to Indianapolis for the Big Ten championship. So Ohio State definitely be a shoe-in for the playoff if they continue. I don't know their schedule, but, I mean, look at it right now. Blew out an Illinois team. Blew them out. And then
skull dragging.
I mean, beating Oregon and Austin, who, since Georgia lost to Alabama a couple of weeks ago, had the nation's longest home win streak, and beating them by multiple possessions right there. Yeah, you got to give Signetti his flowers, man. But that'll be a fun team to watch the rest of the year.
Yeah. Oklahoma versus Texas, the Red River Shootout.
Yeah.
Texas, man, 23-6. I was convinced when I heard John Mateer was playing. Did he even play?
I don't know.
I don't. That's how little I know.
I didn't even keep up. Yeah.
I don't know what happened in this game. It looked like several field goals. I mean,
yeah.
Unless Oklahoma just missed an extra point, but
no,
I don't know what happened. I literally don't know what happened.
Yeah, that's pretty bad prep on our part. I did not watch one single highlight from that
Which
game.
is sad, because, I mean, this is one of the greatest games every year.
That's the reward of just sitting at your house and watching these games all day.
True.
Right? So, or instead of being on the road traveling, making a day trip out of road trips.
Right.
So, yeah, but, I mean, classic game there, and you go get beat by Florida, then go beat a top 10 team the next week. So, Oklahoma now in the loss column, and that's good for Georgia. I mean, you want as many SEC teams to get a loss as possible.
Agreed. Florida at Texas A&M, another SEC matchup here. Texas A&M winners in this one, 34-17. Wow, A&M put up pretty good amount of points against I'd say a pretty decent Florida defense, right?
Yeah. I mean, A&M continues to be consistent with their performances each week. I feel like, and being a second half team where they start to pull away against some respectable opponents, man. And I feel like A&M might be for real this year in the sense of look out for Mike Elko in year 2. Especially great coaches usually have big jumps from year 1 to year 2. Had a great year his first year down there. I really like Mike Elko and the type of football coach he is. So they're going to be a team that you can see in Atlanta at the end of the year. What surprised me with how their schedule lines up the rest of the way as well.
Yeah, I think at this point, sure enough, unless Billy Napier somehow bests the Dawgs down in Jacksonville, I think he's a dead man walking.
Yeah. What, they get Mississippi State this weekend?
Oh, at Mississippi State or in the Swamp?
I don't know. It might be in the Swamp. Not sure.
Okay.
Not sure about that. But now, if Jeff Levy pops him,
he's
done.
Yeah, I agree.
He might not be in Jacksonville. They might make a change at the bye.
Wow.
Because all these jobs starting to open. That's what's going to be so fun to see is all of these jobs being opening up now. Are people going to get a little bit frantic?
Right.
You know, down in Gainesville. Like, we need to go ahead and start our search. You got a job like Penn State now open, you know, and several more. So we'll see.
Yeah. Lastly, Michigan at USC. Two blue bloods right here. USC wins this one pretty convincingly, 31-13 out there in Los Angeles. Once again, did not watch a snap of this game. It's unfortunate. I should have done better prep.
Nah, I mean, big travel out west for Michigan right there. I kind of had a feeling that USC would do it. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah. I don't know. Michigan going to be interesting to see. Again, another interesting thing is what they're going to do with Sharon Moore up there. Mm-hmm. They're going to run him out of town. So, I mean, they just got boat raced by Lincoln Riley.
You know, what I'm starting to learn as we talk more about these teams is it wouldn't be a bad idea to become a head coach.
Yeah.
To get paid a substantial amount of money. I don't know, $5 million. I'd accept $5 million. I'd be all right with that. And then just get fired and have a major buyout. Yeah. And then just retire.
I'd take $1 million buyout. I don't care, but I mean, this $40 million buyout, it's insane, man.
Yeah,
but I mean, that's what's just college football's come to. You cannot predict it week to week what's going to happen. Yeah. And I love it.
Mm-hmm. Well, folks, that wraps up this episode.
There we go.
It's 12:44. Sorry. This might not have been our best one we've ever produced, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it.
Wild night.
Yeah, very wild night. If you have enjoyed this episode, leave us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Helps us to grow this Georgia football community. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed. I am releasing a vlog this upcoming week, sometime this week, about the Georgia-Auburn game. So captured some of the game day atmosphere, the environment, some of the plays. There were some good ones in this Georgia-Auburn game, some that we'll always remember and look back on very fondly.
That's right.
So be on the lookout for that, though. And then upcoming, we also have an Ole Miss episode. Hopefully going to release that around 5 o'clock this Wednesday. We'll see. But need to get that one out. Big game this week.
Big game.
Huge
game.
Because if you win this one, Adam,
oh, man,
I'm feeling pretty good.
Oh, man, absolutely. You win this game right here, Clark, against a very respectable top 5 Lane Kiffin Ole Miss football team. Explosive offense, man, coming in. You win this one, get the bye, get healthier in a schedule that's looking pretty dang good the second half. You know, you feel good about it, and you just build more and more confidence each week, Clark. So, yeah, I mean, big game, another big one in Athens. College game day and the crew going to be there. 3:30 kick. I'm fired up about it.
Me too.
Can't wait.
I'm also, if you've not seen it yet, we are going to try this. We're going to try striping Sanford Stadium.
Yes, love it.
Now, I will say this. My wife, and I think you're in the same boat, very skeptical about this. McKay was.
A lot of
didn't
people
know if it would work.
I
don't know if it will work.
I don't know. But, hey, I'm there for it. You put in a lot of good work. Look, go ahead and plug the website where you can figure out what color you need to wear and see what happens. Why not? Have fun with it.
Yeah, well, I'm just sick and tired of, we can't wear black and all this and that and other. And I'm just like, man, come on, let's try something fun. It's not, I don't think it's gimmicky. I think it's just, hey, let's just be
good pageantry, man.
Yeah, good pageantry. Why not?
It's the stuff that sets college football apart from all these other leagues and sports, right? So, obviously the blackout stuff has that stigma of it. It has for over a decade and a half now, right? So,
and we always do like red outs and stuff. So I thought, hey, let's switch it up a little bit. I love the silver breeches, the red, white, and black stripe. I said, hey, let's just paint the stadium that way.
There we go.
Basically. So
I love it, man.
Yeah. If you want to, visit www.stripesanford.com. Yes, I literally made a website for this.
I love it.
It's hilarious. It's one page. It doesn't do anything crazy, but basically you can punch in your section, figure out exactly what color you're wearing in your section. And then, if everybody kind of does it, or, just the majority of people does it, it's going to look like something. So
it will.
I don't know. We're just trying it. If it flops, it flops, whatever. But I'm not scared. So.
Nah, great work on it, Clark. I love it.
We'll see what happens. So anyway, look that up. Adam, let's put a bow on this one. It's been a very interesting episode.
Yes, sir, man. Halfway point of college football, so we got to enjoy every single second of it. Just flew by, blink of an eye like that. Georgia's still in contention for everything. A lot of opinions out there, and there will continue to be a lot of opinions out there. But big game Saturday, man. I hope everybody enjoyed a game against a historic rival that just ripped their hearts out. Amazing that we won that football game. Great night in Auburn, Alabama. Enjoy that win, but another big game Saturday against Ole Miss. We're going to have another episode coming out, man. It's going to be a fun rest of the way. Stay tuned. Get on Patreon if you're not on Patreon. Get juiced, man, about the rest of this season. So get this win coming Saturday. Get a bye week. Get healthy, and then it's Jacksonville, the biggest one of them all to me. But love y'all, baby. It's great to be a Georgia Bulldog. How about them dogs? Ooh, 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 ooh.